Welcome to ZoomTV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. We want to give you some information, but trade it for some fun along the way. This is a pretty standard country road. Not fun. If you want to have fun in a car, you need to hit a track. And to do that and get home safe, you're going to need a four-wheel drive. On today's program, we look at a good old Aussie favourite, the brand new Nissan Navara, 10 years in the making, thanks to Total Nissan. Nissan have finally given their incredibly popular Navara ute the attention it deserves. Another Aussie favourite would have to be the RAV4, and like the Navara, it too has had a complete makeover. Today, thanks to City Toyota, Allan finds out if it lives up to the hype.
The Toyota RAV4 Cruiser continues the good looks and style we've come to expect from it.
Now, contrary to popular belief, the Italians did not make the very first pizza, but they did make the very first spectacularly beautiful car, the Ferrari. On today's show, our ZoomTV Rewind is my experience at the Italian Festival Track Day.
People will come here, enjoy the day, enjoy seeing Italian cars, Italian motorbikes.
And to sprinkle a little cheese on top, we catch up with the owner of a very rare car, Tim Davies and his Ferrari F40.
Has a huge presence on the road, and on the track it's quite amazing.
I hope you're hungry, because it's time for ZoomTV.
The Toyota RAV4 has been with us for 20 years, and it's fair to say Australians love it. It started life as a two-door, then changed to a more family-friendly four-door, and whatever configuration it's in, it just keeps getting better and better. The 2014 Toyota RAV4 Cruiser continues the good looks and style we've come to expect from it. The new model is a little less conservative in looks than its predecessor. It's larger inside than before, particularly in the back, yet it's smaller on the outside. The spare tyre is no longer fixed to the back tailgate. To maximise luggage space, there's a slim space-saver spare wheel under the floor. Very few RAV4 owners ever take their wagon off-road, but those who do so can opt for a full-size spare wheel. And here's more great news for RAV buyers. The Toyota RAV4 all-wheel drive cruiser comes with a turbo diesel option, coupled exclusively to a 6-speed automatic transmission. There's also a couple of optional petrol engines, but it's the turbo diesel top of the wazzer that we've been able to borrow from City Toyota today. Oh, let's see how it drives. The 2.2-litre engine produces up to 110 kilowatts of power, and the torque is impressive. There's plenty of power here. Road handling is very good, and so is the comfort. The rear space is perfect for 3 kids or 2 adults, and all rear seat occupants will be surprised by just how comfortable they are. The tailgate, minus the spare wheel as we mentioned, is top-hinged, and loading and unloading RAV is easy to do. Thanks to on- and off-road testing in Australia in the early days, Toyota's Japanese and Aussie engineers have done a wonderful job with noise and vibration suppression, which means that this little family wagon travels along almost silently and will take you anywhere you need to go. This is the first Toyota vehicle sold in Australia to be fitted with reverse cross traffic alert and lane departure alert. The Cruiser also gains an 11-speaker JBL sound system with DAB+ digital audio, automatic high beam and back guide monitoring for its reversing camera. On the safety front, 7 airbags and all the usual electronic active safety controls and 5-star ANCAP safety rating come with the RAV4 Cruiser. There's very little doubt that Toyota RAV4 has been at the top of its class for every one of its 20 years, and this new generation will be the building block to continue that success well into the next 20 years. Test drive all-new RAV4 Cruiser at City Toyota, Newcastle Street, Northbridge or Stirling Highway, Nedlands. Go to citytoyota.net.au or follow the links from ZoomTV.
Cast your mind back to 2005. John Howard was still Prime Minister of Australia. We were introduced to a brand new Pope. Gwen Stefani's Hollaback Girl was screaming out of every single speaker, no matter where you went. It was a very sad time for the television industry and my mother, as Bert Newton hung up his boots and Good Morning Australia would be no more. But if you were a fan of the Nissan, you would have been excited as we were introduced to major updates and changes to their Navara. Since then, though, not much has changed. Well, Nissan fans, I'm excited to tell you that 2015 could prove to be one of the most important, if not one of the most exciting times, especially if you're a fan of the Navara. Nissan have finally given their incredibly popular Navara ute the attention it deserves. Out goes the old dated Navara D40 series and in comes this sleek new Navara NP300. Now I know what you're thinking, Navara fans, was it worth the wait? The easy answer? Yes. You see, the ute market in Australia is extremely competitive. It's so competitive that 1 out of every 5 vehicles sold is in fact a ute. And this is how a modern ute should be designed and look. Tough and sexy. And to do that, Nissan have completely redesigned the Navara from the outside right through to the interior. The exterior of the old model looked blocky and square, but the latest series looks like it's taken a few styling tips from the many SUVs on the road today. I love the muscular wheel arches, the completely redesigned front end, the subtle but small changes like the LED headlights with daytime runners, and the subtle creases throughout the body. I've got to tell you, this Navara belongs in 2015. But it's not all cosmetic changes. In fact, some of the most impressive updates you can't even see. For example, the ride and handling has been improved a lot by a brand new multi-link suspension system in the back end. And that takes the Navara from being, well, a ute to a very impressive passenger vehicle. You see, most utes with leaf suspension are designed to do their best when they're carrying a load. However, Nissan's multi-link suspension means you get the same ride and the same driving feel, whether it's empty or carrying a load. And I've got to tell you, it's empty at the moment. The back doesn't feel too light. It feels firm on the road, but importantly, it's extremely comfortable. The all-new Navara is powered by a 2.3-litre 4-cylinder diesel that you can get in either a single or twin turbo. It's slightly smaller and lighter than the outgoing engine, but trust me, it feels way more responsive throughout the rev range. There's 450 Newton meters of torque just there. Now that's more than enough to lug around most loads. And the thing that gets my attention with the Navara is the fact the engine noise doesn't. And what I mean by that is most utes this size sound like a washing machine stuck on the spin cycle, but the Navara's engine gives off a nice deep bass. And you've got to admit, it's pretty quiet. The interior of the all-new Navara has received the same attention as the exterior, and I can confirm it feels as good as it looks. The 7-inch touchscreen in the middle of the new look dash is home to your sat-nav, reversing camera, Bluetooth connectivity, and of course, all your entertainment. One of the things I've always liked about Nissan is their intelligent four-wheel drive system, and what that is it allows you to go from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive at a flick of a switch. And the great thing is it doesn't matter if you're moving or stationary. You can change between the two at any time up to 80 kilometers an hour. Now, if you're like me and you go out four-wheel driving and when you're done you forget to change back to two-wheel drive, doesn't matter in the Navara because once you hit 80 kilometers an hour and you're on the tarmac, it'll change back to two-wheel drive automatically. It's also incredibly safe, with 7 airbags and plenty of electronic driving aids like hill start assist, hill descent control, and electronic lock-in rear diff. Perfect for the serious off-roader. Now, Steve, there wouldn't be any vehicle in the Nissan range that has the expectations that the Navara has been put on its shoulders. You've had one of the first ones in the state arrive here. What do you think of it?
Stylish, masculine good looks, answering all our questions. At last, we've got the vehicle we need to really lead the marketplace.
Okay, one of the things I like about it, straight off the boot, is that Nissan have taken the trade out of the tradie.
Yeah, very much so. Now it is a genuine dual-purpose vehicle. With the fit and finish, the styling, it looks like a passenger car on the inside, it drives like a passenger car, but it also has the carrying capacity and workload that you require out of a dual cab, so it's going to fulfil both needs.
Now, Steve, I agree it's a bold, it's a good-looking car, but what I love that Nissan have done is they've gone with some bold colours.
They certainly have, and particularly the hero colour, Hornet Gold. It stands out, it accents all the lines of the vehicle, and you certainly can't miss it on the road.
Now, we noticed a lot of people looking when we were out in the streets. Now, it's time for the 3 fast facts. You ready?
I am ready.
Warranty.
The warranty is for 3 years or 100,000 kilometres.
Okay, economy.
Economy, you've got a combined average of 8.9 litres per 100, which for a vehicle of this size and type is what you'd expect out of a medium-sized passenger car.
It is, that's incredible economy. Now, the final fact, your favourite feature.
Aaron, I've got 2. Just love the styling, the fit and finish of the vehicle, inside and out. It's like a passenger car. But the big thing is the rear suspension. It's the first vehicle in this category to have a 5-link rear suspension, which enables it to drive like a passenger car and still maintain its workload capacity. I think people are going to be very impressed with it.
It's been 10 years in the making, but the brand new Nissan Navara is a game changer in the Aussie ute market. With updated styling both inside and out and a more efficient engine and a drive like a passenger vehicle, it's definitely raised the bar for the competition. To find out more or test drive one for yourself, get in touch with our friends at Total Nissan, part of Australia's largest automotive group, AHG. Go to totalnissan.com.au or follow the links from ZoomTV. If you love beautiful cars, you want to stick around because after the break, this week's ZoomTV Rewind is my experience at the Italian Festival Track Day. Now, as I said at the start of the show, I'm at the Italian Festival Track Day. Now, that involves a lot of flash cars and a lot of people with flash names, like the man I'm about to interview, Frank Ferrari. How are you, mate?
Pleased to meet you.
Okay, now tell me about the day. Where are we at? What are we doing?
We're doing a special day. It's for charity, for the Rotary Club of Northridge. The money goes there. It's an Italian festival, so people will come here, enjoy the day, enjoy seeing Italian cars, Italian motorbikes. They just have the atmosphere that follows them. There's a very eclectic collection of cars. Other than the Ferraris that I'm talking about, there's the Fiats, the Alfas, the Lancias, and some special cars there.
I'm walking through, looking at millions and millions of dollars worth of cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and they're all going to be doing laps around the track today.
That's correct.
How did you pull that off? How did you get them all together?
We do a speed event type series where they'll do a warm-up lap, 3 running laps timed, and then a slowdown lap. The cars that will go on the track, everybody has a CAMS license, and the rest, they'll have a display area, and those people that are putting the cars on display, they'll be allowed to bring their cars out on the track with their children or grandchildren and let them feel it behind a pace car, feel the enjoyment of being on a track in an Italian car.
Now, Frank, I've also noticed there's some pretty special bikes here as well.
There are. The Ducati boys have been invited to have a run on the track with us. They'll be doing a parade lap as well, so the children can actually hear and see these bikes.
Frank, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go and explore some of the million-dollar cars that I've seen out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go and meet some people and find out exactly what they think about their cars. Come with me, come on. I'm going to finish this on the walk. What do you reckon? Now, I can't go past this car. You have to be the owner of this beautiful Lamborghini.
Indeed. Gavin from Supercars Perth.
Aaron Pitt, mate. Yeah, this is a cool car. Tell me all about it.
Thanks very much. This is a 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo. This particular one, the 520 horsepower V10 4-wheel drive.
It's an angry car, isn't it?
Particularly when you're hitting red line at 8,500 RPM.
What made you actually get the Lamborghini?
It's a great car, very forgiving. Of course, the V10 just sounds great at red line, but with 4-wheel drive grip, you almost can't go wrong. It just makes you look like a superstar.
Thank you very much.
Come
Love
out
your
and
car.
drive.
Very jealous. Come on, more cars to look at, more cars. Now, this is a beautiful car. You must be the owner, sir. Aaron Pitt, ZoomTV. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks.
Tell me a little bit about your car.
It's a 2001 360 Modena.
And how long have you had it for?
Almost 5 years now.
Getting out on the track today, what are you hoping to get? The
I'm
speed?
hoping to Well, I'm taking it easy today, just a parade lap, so I'll get out in one piece, hopefully.
Okay, it's going to be hard with all that noise. It's going to be like a big
awesome.
cyclone's coming.
Not hard at all.
A Ferrari cyclone. Well, good luck out there.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it, and if you're ever out, see me walking, pick me up.
I will.
Is this your bike, sir?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Aaron Pitt, ZoomTV. How
How
are
you
you,
going,
mate?
Aaron? Joe.
Tell us a little bit about your Ducati.
Oh, I've only bought it, I've got it back in March this year. It's an 848 Evo, 2010 model.
Okay, now what made you buy the Ducati?
I'm Italian. I think that says enough, doesn't it?
Yeah, it says, got to have a Ducati, mate.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, it's got to be red and it's got to be a Ducati.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I love it. It's a good-looking bike. Now, the thing with this is it's so light, it's got a big busted engine on it.
Yeah.
How fast you had it?
205, that's my limit at the moment.
Well, make sure you be safe on the road with it. But on the track, have some fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks
Got all
so
the gear.
much.
Really
No worries,
nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Nice one.
If you're passionate about things that fly, drive or float, there's no better place to feed that passion than attending a live event. Thanks to United Fuel Injection, the best place to get more torque out of your diesel, here are our 3 favourites submitted by you. If you're in Queensland and you love dyno comps, sound-offs, RC Derby racing, or experiencing custom machines on display, then the CMC Megameet 10 is made for you. There'll be street machines, classics, utes, hot rods, low riders, and plenty more on show on Saturday 13th of June at the Broadwater Parklands in Southport. Free admission for spectators, but if you want to get involved in the show and shine, entry is just $10. The Truck and TV, Truck, Car and Bike Show is your best bet for all things that make a whole lot of noise. Come along and see rare and perfectly built trucks, hot rods and custom bikes while enjoying live entertainment, trade stalls and plenty of food. There's trophies up for grabs for the best vehicles. Entry is just $5 and it all happens on Sunday the 14th of June at the Pine Rivers Showgrounds in Launton. And over on the West Coast, it's the massive West Australian Hot Rod and Street Machine Spectacular. This huge event has been around for 20 years and is now the premier event for custom car builders to showcase their latest creations and of course meet other enthusiasts. There's plenty of action for spectators. It runs all weekend over the 13th and 14th of June at the Claremont Showgrounds starting at 9 AM. To find out more, go to zoomtv.com.au. Now, if you've got a live event coming up, we'd love to help you give it a plug. All you've got to do is go to our website, click on the events page, tell us about the event, upload some pictures, maybe some video, and we will do the rest. After the break, we jump on board one of the rarest cars ever made, the Ferrari F40. Welcome back to Zoom TV. You're just in time for this week's Zoomaholic. We're still here at the Italian Festival Track Day, and I'm about to catch up with the owner of this F40. I've chosen it because it's so rare. It's a much respected car and a car that I really, really like. Tim?
Aaron.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Mate, I love this car. Everyone loves this car.
Yeah, it's an awesome car. It has a huge presence on the road and on the track it's quite amazing. It's just incredible how many people want to take photos of it. It attracts a huge amount of attention.
Now, I've done a little bit of pre-research. Actually, I was listening to everyone walk away from your car and they were saying that this was in fact the fastest production car back in the 90s, straight out of the production.
That's right, yeah. It was first launched at the end of '85. Maximum speed was 202 miles an hour. So it goes from 0 to 100 in about 3.6 and 0 to 200 in 11 seconds.
This was also one of the last cars that Enzo was actually, I suppose, managing the production over, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. This was Enzo's, one of his last projects. And it's just every time I drive this car, I just can't get over how much better it gets. Yep. And when I start talking about it, I get goosebumps.
And take us through some of the stats about it.
It's just under 500 horsepower. It weighs a little over a tonne. It's got a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's got no stability control or ABS braking. It's just raw. It's like a go-kart with 500 horsepower. It's a handful to drive when the twin turbos kick in. If you're going through a corner and it can catch you out. It's a car that needs a fair amount of respect. You need to be very switched on when you're driving it, but it is just so much fun. It's just the most exhilarating car I've ever driven.
Give us some more stats on the car, Tim. How long have you owned the car
I've
for?
owned the car for nearly 8 years. The car originally was from Austria, and then I've done a little bit of work to the car. I've rebuilt the brakes, put supercar brake discs on the vehicle, I put a tube exhaust system on it, re-chipped it to 98 octane.
How fast have you had this car?
280 kilometres an hour at Phillip Island when I first bought the car. Just coming down that main straight, it was, yeah, quite amazing. Just everything goes a little bit blurry.
What's your favourite thing about it?
The favourite thing about it is the turbo boost when both turbos start to spin in just over 4,000 revs, and it just takes off.
I love your description, but I think it would be easier to believe you if we jumped in and maybe did a couple of laps around the track. What do you reckon?
I'll take you for a couple of laps.
Mate, you're the best. Let's get in. Let's get him before he changes his mind. I got to tell you, Tim Davies' F40 was one of the best experiences of my life. Tim, you're my new best friend. Now, if you've got something cool that flies, drives or floats, I'd love to be friends with you. All you've got to do is go to our website, zoomtv.com.au, click on the Connect page, tell me about your machine, and if we like it, you never know, you might be on the show. Until next week, bye for now, and remember, whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.